Welcome, everybody, to It Tastes Different Gaming News. What's on the news today? Xbox and game preservation. Recently, the preservation of games has become an increasing concern as the shift to digital licensing models and online services has made it too easy for games to go permanently offline. It's a massive problem it's a massive problem in mobile gaming where publishers and companies like Apple and Google have no problem wiping games from existence. Even core platforms like Nintendo are known to shut down stores, offlining minigames. Microsoft is closing parts of the Xbox 360 store this year for new purchases. However, mind the finger. However, hundreds of the most popular Xbox backwards compatible games escaped the 360 and continue to live on the Xbox One, Series X, and S. It seems now they'll live on forever. As part of emails to Sarah Bond, the Xbox president, and a cutie, Sarah, revealed that Microsoft has now set up a dedicated team to ensure the future proofing of the current Xbox game library against future hardware paradigm shifts, ensuring that our games remain accessible long into the future. We have formed a new team dedicated to game preservation, important to all of us at Xbox and the industry itself. That's questionable. Bond said, "We are building on our strong history of delivering backwards compatibility to our players, and we remain committed to bringing forward the amazing library of Xbox games for future generations of players to enjoy." All right. So I love the sound of that. Sarah Bond is the Xbox president. And if she feels good, I feel good. Backwards compatibility is very important to us. Game preservation, especially, is very important to us. Me and Nick, mostly Nick, we have a pretty decent collection of much older games. We're different generations almost. This gaming group, there's 5 to 10 year gaps between each. I'm 10 years older than Nick, so the games I grew up on, he may not quite have played when they were released. But luckily, Nick was at that age where he could still play those games on some future consoles, on PCs, things like that. Now, as Nick will attest, it's harder to do that. It is almost impossible to play games that you used to love on the new consoles. Even with Microsoft's backwards compatibility, that's basically the 360 and a little bit of the OG Xbox. PlayStation, you can't do it at all, I don't believe, unless I'm mistaken. Nintendo, they have their little digital online thing, but you still can't back compat their old games, old cartridges, old discs. Now, I have old Xboxes and PlayStations and Dreamcasts, and got mine over there, Nintendos, and so on and so forth. The problem is it's hard to buy games for those old systems because they are very, very expensive. So, we got to have a preservation for games that extend just beyond paying somebody $1,000 for Super Mario Sunshine, or whatever the number is today. So, Nick, what do you think about this? Do you think Miss Bond is on the case and they're genuine about wanting to preserve the older generations of games?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're right. The generational leap between us and everything like that. I didn't play chess when it first came to America like you did. So, I missed out on that. But
it was called Sticks.
It's called Sticks. You had it's Sticks and Stones.
My stick is this big. Well, mine is this big. God damn it, you won, Billy.
My stick moves in an L shape.
My stick bends to the left.
Bends to the left. It's the only direction it can go. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. I think mainly what this is just this is saying like the next Xbox will play the games that are available on the Series S and X today. Right. I don't think they're going to introduce like the backwards compatibility program. I don't think they're going to take a bunch of 360 or Xbox original games and start porting them over again. I think this is really just to make sure that the next iteration of Xbox can continue to play the Xbox Series X and S games, the Xbox 360, and the original Xbox games that they did backwards compatibility with, right?
Those
To keep
formatted.
to keep that moving forward with the generations, right? So that way you're not like, oh, the new Xbox is coming out, but you can't play the 360 and the Xbox original games that were backwards compatible, right? They want to keep that going because they know people have purchased these items. And so they want to make sure that when they go to the next iteration of Xbox, that they'll be able to continue to bring their library along with them. And I think Sony will do the same thing with their next PlayStation. You can play PlayStation 4 in the PlayStation 5. So I think PlayStation 6 will continue that trend of being able to play PlayStation 4
Does
and 5.
PlayStation 4 games work in the 5?
Well, I know you can play them digitally. I don't know if you can pop a PlayStation 4 disc in there. I don't think I've ever tried. That's a good question.
Either. I have.
But I mean, I know you can. I know you can buy PlayStation 4 games, digital games that are just for PlayStation 4 and play them. So I would imagine the disc would work too, right? If you own the game. But have I? Yes, I have played PlayStation 4 games in my PlayStation 5. Yes, I have, and it does work. Yes.
Well, that's interesting because I got a decent collection of 4 games, so that's cool.
I'm trying to remember what game it was, but I'm pretty sure I have. Yes, I have, because I bought not too long ago Resident Evil Origins, which is the Resident Evil 0 and 1, the remake, the GameCube remake, on disc for PlayStation 4, and I played it here not too long ago. I popped it in my PlayStation 5 and was playing it. So it installed and I was playing it.
Don't you own those on everything else?
Everything, yeah. I mean, calculator, I think I own those games on I think I own, especially Resident Evil 1. I think I own that on just about everything that it ever came out on, it feels like.
In every iteration. Yes. Yeah.
But I love that game. So
it's an amazing game.
I mean, even the PlayStation Plus has the first one, the DualShock edition, with that subscription model for the PS1 game, and I played that and beat it a couple months ago. Again, I've beaten that game so many times, but again, played through it and beat it. But yeah, I think this basically what Sarah Bond is doing here. So it's not revolutionary in the fact that I don't say I wouldn't suspect that you were going to see games that didn't get the backwards compatibility treatment now start to get it with this. I think this is just to continue that what they have now on to the next iteration, right? But that's good, right? So that way, when you buy the next Xbox, you can play your Xbox X and your Xbox One and your Xbox 360 and Xbox games that they already have on the service today, right? That way you don't have to buy all new games, because that's one of the things that sucks, right? And PlayStation did that with the PSVR, and we've talked about that before, where you couldn't play the PSVR games on your PSVR 2, and that's one of the things that I think really hurt, did a disservice to the PSVR 2, right? That is a good headset graphically and production wise, right? It's really good compatibility, active triggers, all that stuff, adaptive triggers and stuff. But, like you probably, I had a bunch of PSVR games that I'd bought or gotten for my PSVR, and it would suck to have to buy a PlayStation VR 2 and not be able to play those, right? I purchased them and now they're useless. I would have to plug in my old one, which, you've if anyone's plugged in a PSVR, the original, it's like 10 plugins later, then you have it connected, right? Because you have the box, and then that's got like 5 different cords on it. And so there's only one cord going in the headset, but there's like 20 cords going into the console with that thing. Whereas the PSVR 2 is just one cord, so that's better. But again, you couldn't play those backwards compatibility. So I think backwards compatibility is important for future iterations of consoles going forward, especially for PlayStation 6. It's going to be important for them. And even Nintendo, we'll see what they do with the Switch 2 or whatever they call it. Because I would think that they're probably going to do the same thing where you can play your Switch games in the Switch 2 or whatever the new Nintendo is.
I think until the Switch, Nintendo did a really good job of backwards compatibility, because even the Wii U had
yeah, they had their virtual
compatibility.
library, right?
Yep.
They had a bunch of Nintendo and Super Nintendo and
the regular
Wii
Wii
games.
couldn't you could play Cube on there if I remember right. So, but none of them. No, I'm trying to remember, but none of them really ever beat the PS3 George Foreman edition. The original launch PS3 played PS1, PS2, PS3 games. That is the way every console should launch, plain and simple. This way, I don't have a big clutter of consoles. Me trying to find TVs that'll play that format without looking like crap anymore. That's the way backwards compatibility should be done. Will it do that? No, Microsoft will not do that. I don't know the tech involved, but it's probably a finance involved that would launch your console a lot higher price, because Sony did re-release the PS3 without the backwards compatibility function, which I'm assuming they did that just for cost reasons. Now, I think that's stupid, but I'm also that guy that doesn't want to have all my old consoles piled up with different cords running to different units, because I have a TV over here, all my older consoles, special cords going to this one so I can play the other ones, plus a couple up in the closet. I don't like that because I don't want to have to deal with the hassles of switching TVs or switching cords around and all that to play my older games. I would play many, many more older games if it was just throw it into my PS5 or my Xbox Series X. That to me is the way to play it. That's why my Dreamcast is always hooked up, because I love the Dreamcast, and I jump on there just randomly, play some Blue Stinger, Dino Crisis, whatever. I really would like to see that level of backwards compatibility, that level of game preservation, where I know that I can just pop my disc in there. Now, granted, those discs will not last forever. They'll last a long ass time. You take care of them, but they won't last forever. I understand that. So we still need a digital preservation on them. But that's what I want to see. I want to see the OG disc slide in right behind the 360, which slides behind the Xbox One, which slides behind the Xbox Series X. Shove it right up the new Xbox Series Y Plus Ultra, or whatever the hell they want to call it. Stupid naming convention of theirs. That's what I want. Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest putting 5 discs in your Xbox, though.
No! You put it together like a sandwich. Cheese.
It's those
lettuce.
5-disc CD changers. You flip it open and you put your disc in.
Yeah, I want that now.
It's just the new Xbox is a tower with a bunch of CD trays that you flip open, throw your discs in there.
Oh man, I would take that in a heartbeat too. Just a damn heartbeat.
They all have the soundtrack, so you can detach it from your Xbox and plug it into your car and play all the great musics, all the great hits. It'd be great.
Now you're hitting all my buttons.
No, going back. No, I think that's pretty much what this is. It's just making sure that they continue, which is good. And I hope all the companies continue to do that with the new iterations of their consoles. The new Switch, the new PlayStation 6, I hope they continue to keep that going.
if they do it, and in a way that I'm not describing, they've got to make it. They've got to make it to where the online games. I would love to see them make it where the online games you can just host from your console. You don't have to run off servers and all that because uh, I bought Army. What the hell was that? I bought one of the Army.
Army of
Where
Two or
you
something?
Army of Two, yeah. I bought that and I wanted to play that with because we haven't played it in forever and a day, and I bought it, but you could not play it online because there's no service for it. Just let me just host it from my console. I mean, that game should run fine peer to peer with a game like that. I really, I want that level of backwards compatibility. I want that level of game preservation. It won't happen. I know it's a dirty pipe dream, but it's my pipe dream.
Yeah, I mean they should do that with. They should make a new Army of Two and a new Kane and Lynch. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah. Definitely do Kane and Lynch. Both of them great games, but or series of games. But yeah, I did love me some Kane and Lynch.
Yeah.
But
No,
that's all I got. You have anything else on this? You
no,
want
I
to
don't think so.
any more ideas we can give Microsoft, Miss Sarah Bond to not
No,
listen to?
just the 5-disc CD changer. That's it.
All right, Microsoft 5-disc CD changer and a new Xbox Series Y, whatever you're gonna call it. All right, well, you made it to the end. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you hit the notifications, the subscription button, all those good things, and most importantly, give us feedback. Do you want game preservation? Are there games that you still love to play to this day that are, you know, 5 consoles back? Are you still like some Oregon Trail? Who doesn't? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know if you want that 5-disc CD changer too, because I kind of do now for my next console. All right. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. See ya.